Alright you guys, so for today's project we have a mixture of alcohol markers, a few different brands here. I have two different sizes of Sharpie markers. I have my pencil, my Bic gel pen, Just Art paint markers, just in case at the end if I want to add some outlines, little eraser. We're going to keep it super simple today. I want to teach you guys how to draw a character, and we're just going to jump right in. Alright you guys, so today we're going to draw a wintry character. So I want to teach you how to draw a face very simply, one little step at a time, and we're just going to create this cute little wintry character with a winter hat, a scarf on, and here we go. So what we're going to do is, for our drawing, we're going to do, I want to leave room toward the top of the page, so be careful how big you draw it because I want to make room for her hat. So maybe I'll just make a mark at the top of the page where I want the top of her winter hat to be. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to do a wide U shape for her face. And remember, you don't have to do it all on one straight line. See how I'm just making little lines to get the shape of her face? Then that way I can erase as I go to make adjustments. So just a basic U shape. And what I'm going to do is make another line for the curve of the top of her hat. So I'm just going to make a curve up here, and that's going to be the top of her winter hat here. Just going to go ahead and draw some lines in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and extend the top of her winter hat here, and then I'm just going to do like a little puff on the top. When we cross over our lines, it's okay to erase the lines that are there underneath. Alright, so what I'm going to do is from there, I'm just going to make two swooping lines over. That's going to give me the top of her bangs and the top of her forehead and her bangs. So we're going to draw that in. And then in the middle of what's left, I'm just going to do like a little curved line. That's just going to give me her nose. And off to either side of her nose, I'm going to do another little line on either side, and that's going to give me the bottom of her eyes. So from there, once you have those lines, we're going to do half circles above that. And inside of there, I'm going to draw a little bit of an oval. Not too pointy of an oval. And we're going to do like a little circular oval shape there. That's going to be the inside part of the color part of the eye. And then I'm going to do another one on the inside, and that is going to leave me where the black part of the eye will be. And then inside of that, I like to do another little circle to give me the white little glimmer in the eye from there. You know, if you watch the videos, I always like to add eyelashes in my characters. I'm going to erase that. And just above that eye, I'm going to do a line really close to the top of the eye. It's going to give me a sense of the eyelid there. And off of that, I'm just going to do a few little pointy lines, and that will be the edges of her eyelashes. And above that, so around the hair, we're just going to do two lines for her eyebrows. So you see I'm not doing the whole one over because I've got her bangs sitting here. So underneath there, I'm going to do a curved line kind of going up like that with a half circle underneath it, and that's going to give me her smile. See that? And then an easy way to show teeth is to just do a straight line across. So that kind of give the look of her teeth, and you'll see where we color the rest of the mouth in with a darker color. And then I'm just going to go around the bottom with another line, and that's just going to give me her bottom lip. I might just adjust her nose down just a little bit and make that just a little bit lower. And then from there, we're going to do two lines where her neck will be. We don't want to extend it too long because in the winter we want to make it look like she's bundled up. So what I'm going to do is once I draw those two lines, then I'm going to come with a little curved line underneath that. And then I'm just gonna do another little curved line that connects to there to make it look like a scarf. I'm going to draw these little lines in there to give me a striped scarf line. I want to make her scarf kind of match her hat. So from there, I'm going to do, let's do these higher. 2 lines out on either side, and that come down like this. I'm going to repeat that on both sides. That's going to give her shoulders on her arms. And from there, I'm going to draw 2 lines down, and I'm going to make the lines going across the opposite direction to make it look like her scarf. It's just coming off the page. And then here, I'm going to do another line for the scarf, and I'm going to make it look like the stripes are going that way. So then that kind of just shows her scarf coming down. And then right here, I'm just going to do 2 lines there that just give me the look of her arms. And from there, all we have left to do is to draw the rest of her hair. So what I'm going to do is come out from these points here that I left open, and I'm just going to make it look like her long hair just goes off the page. How cute is that? So now we have our little character. You can always pause the video to go one little step at a time. So now once we have her drawn, you can make any adjustments that you want to. Once I have her drawn, now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to start coloring her in. So I will color her with her base color, and then I'll come back and add a highlight colors to her to just add a little bit of definition. So we'll fast forward through the base color, and then we'll be right back. And remember, you can always use an extra sheet of paper to test your colors too. So here we go. Alright, you guys, so I have my base colors on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, before I do that real quick, let me color in her eyebrows. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm just going to get some complementary colors to these, but I'm just going to go in with a shade darker and just create an extra little shaded element that just enhances the picture. So like in her hair, go through here. Let me just add a little wispies there. And I'm just going to go through and add a little extra element there. You can even, like these alcohol markers have a wide tip or a pointy tip, so then you can just go in with that pointy tip too and just add some little lines in there for her hair if you want to. You don't have to draw every single line for the hair, but you can just kind of go through, just make a statement with that. I'm also gonna give her some cute little freckles. I think that would be nice. And you know, if you're drawing yours and you want it to be a boy, then you just, obviously you can take the eyelashes off, you can adjust the length of the hair. If you want curly hair, if you want shorter hair, you can really customize it how you want to. This is just to give you guys some ideas on how to draw a character. And she looks so cute already. Do you see how just adding the darker color in, it just pops off the page? And just here and there. Art is a lot about the same processes over and over again, especially if you do certain types of art. And with illustration, it's really just using the basics, combination of things that you like to do that creates your certain style over and over again. So then when you do your next piece of art, it's a lot of repetition. So what I'm going to do is get a gray marker, dark gray marker, and then I'm just going to go in this part here, like around this little white glimmer in her eye. I'm going to go ahead and color those in. Just go ahead and complete that around. And then in here, this area here, let's see. And what I'm going to do is just go in here and color her shirt. Okay. I'm also going to take that dark gray color and I'm just going to go and give her a thicker outline around her eyes and color in those eyelashes. Even down here, I'm just going to trace that bottom line of the eye. And that's so cute. Let me just extend this one down. All right, so from here, I'm just going to take some of these Just Art paint markers and I'm just gonna go and just add some little decorations with it around my drawing. This is just the fun part. You can just kind of add little highlights here and there if you want to. Oops. Just decorate it up. Then I might take this one and just add, let's see, get a little bit darker. Just add some decoration to her shirt. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'll move all of these markers out of the way because we are on the home stretch. So now what I'm going to do is take my Bic pen and I'm just going to go through and trace my drawing. This is what gives you a more finished, illustrated look to your character. And look, see how I'm just not doing a bunch of straight lines. I'm just kind of little lines here and there. I'm not being too fussy about staying within the line. I'm just gonna go through, trace my drawing out. And I'm starting at the top and working my way down. That way my hand doesn't go through and smear any of the color. Oh my gosh, you look so cute. Tell you what, every time I use these Bic pens, I'm just so impressed with how they go over markers, colored pencils, to just give a nice finished look to the art piece. Finish the scarf out, and we are just about done with this art piece. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my bigger Sharpies and just add some nice little accent lines along my drawing here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my smaller Sharpie first. And just, you know, I like to stay on the right side of my drawing and just add some few just darker lines on this side of my drawing. And then a few on this end. And then I'm gonna take this darker one and just here and there just add some darker lines. And the final piece of finishing our art piece is to add our signature. So I'm just going to sign it over here. Make sure you sign yours so you always know we're about to go into 2026. So pretty soon y'all are going to have to be signing a 26 up there. All right, you guys, here's our little winter character. Thank you so much for drawing with me today. I hope this gives you some ideas of how you can draw faces and to not stress over it. That's very intimidating to think about drawing a face of a character, but look how easy that came together, and I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some ideas too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on another episode of Studio Creative Kids. I'll see you next week.